How to get started in arm wrestling. If I were able to count the amount of times that this question has come up to me, it would be an extremely high number. So in today's video, I'm gonna break down to you guys on how to actually get started in this sport. Because if there's one question that I've been asked more than any other question ever in the arm wrestling scene, it's how did I get started? So, how do you get started? Well, I'll give you guys my quick background experience and how I got into it, and then I'll get into the details on how you can get into the sport, because it's actually extremely easy. 2014, I applied into the military. I got into the military in 2015. I then moved to Nova Scotia here in Canada in 2016. By that time, I had been arm wrestling a lot, but it was more against friends, sometimes at the bar, most likely in houses, house parties, and it was always known as the guy who was most likely going to beat you, or the guy you had to beat at the party, because people knew of me at the time of being this kid who was extremely good. Anyways, getting to the point. Somehow at the time I had Facebook, and an arm wrestling page had come up, and it was just announcing a practice. I think it was every Tuesday. It was held in Nova Scotia at the time, or anyways, doesn't matter. But it was just essentially a page that come up somehow saying that there was an arm wrestling practice that was upcoming. I was like, what? This is an actual thing? And of course, by this time, like years prior to this, I had seen Over the Top, which I would have to assume 99.9% of all arm wrestlers have seen the video, have seen the movie, or have seen Pulling John. So I end up showing up to this arm wrestling practice, and of course, instantly I'm hooked. But I feel like at the time I had gotten extremely lucky. So how do you even get started now? Like, how do you even get into the sport of arm wrestling? Because it's not like hockey, it's not like soccer, it's not like football. You don't have a coach. Well, you technically could have a coach, or do have a coach, but it's not the same. It's not the same as these other sports that have been around for an extremely long time. The first recommendation I can do for anyone who's looking to get into the sport would be to download the app called Armbet. I'm gonna link it down in the description below. But Armbet, essentially, think of it like this. It's almost like Tinder, but like without the dating. Instead of matching with people, you kind of like just pull up to each other and arm wrestle, in a nutshell. But what Armbet allows is it gives your location, and then you can look at the location you are in the area, and it will tell you if there are other people who have the app as well. On the app Armbet, you can put how many years of experience you have. You can put if you're left hand, right hand, both arms. You can also put, there's an option to put if you have an arm wrestling table already. So if there are anyone in your region, in your area, that want to arm wrestle who don't have a table, but you do, I mean, there you go. They'll know, you're obviously going to know. And it's a good way to meet people and for them or yourself to get into the sport. So if there's one thing I could recommend, literally just to start, download the app to see if anyone is in your area. It's the easiest way to do it. Secondly, social media. If you have Instagram or Facebook, use tags on Instagram like Armwrestling Club, your town or your city, maybe a popular city. An example, if you live in Quebec, in Montreal, go on Instagram, tag in Montreal Arm Wrestling, and just find out who is who and where are they. You could DM them, send them a message, and then of course there's most likely a club if you're gonna find this, so you can literally just email or DM the club on Instagram through there. Same thing with Facebook. I don't have Facebook, so I couldn't really tell you based off my own experience, but knowing how social media is, I am very sure, or at least, well, actually I know you can literally just plug in an arm wrestling club in the search bar, such as where I live in British Columbia, you can put in the Vancouver Arm Wrestling Club, and it's literally going to come up. So there you go. Facebook, Instagram, the main socials I would be searching for. You have Armbet, and then the other one, of course, is word of mouth. This one you probably won't get so lucky with because it seems to be so new to everyone when this conversation does come up. But if I could tell you guys how many times someone has asked me, how do you even get started? Or where can I find an arm wrestling club, or how do you even get into the sport? I would literally go down a rabbit hole on essentially how I got into it, and then spread word of mouth. And next thing you know, you'd be extremely surprised on the amount of people that are actually interested and who will actually pull up to an arm wrestling practice, because people find it very intriguing. And I've been arm wrestling since 2016, so it's been almost 7 years now. And to this day, even if I'm doing arm wrestling training at the gym, if it's with my like specific equipment, people literally will come up to me and go, "What are you doing?" "Oh, this is for arm wrestling." Arm wrestling? What? How do you even get into that? And so then we go down this road again. So if there are 3 ways for you guys to get started in this sport, period. 1, download ArmBet. I guarantee you, if you live in any type of city, town that's somewhat big in relativity, I guarantee you there is a club somewhere. So download ArmBet, find out who's around, find out what their clubs are, contact them, go through there. If you have social media, which I'm assuming you do if you're watching a YouTube video, go on Instagram, go on Facebook, make a search, DM the people, look up hashtags, look up arm wrestling clubs. 100% you're gonna find someone. And then of course, if a conversation ever comes up, if it's you at a gym, if it's you seen someone who knows someone, just get some information from them. I'm sure it won't be too difficult to go from there. But hopefully you found this video informative, or you learned something from it. If you did, like it and or subscribe. If you guys could please just do one or the other. It's literally a free way of helping out my channel and getting this content out to more viewers, which in turn helps myself and helps the viewer. But thank you in advance. If you guys liked it, like the video, consider subscribing. I will catch you guys in the next one. Till then, peace.